Hi there and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you all my Astrid cosplay. So I recently wore this at Tauranga Armageddon, had such a great time in this costume, so really excited to show you how I made it. So first thing I actually made was the top, so I'm wearing it now. And this is based off the Astrid from the Netflix series, so Race to the Edge, from How to Train Your Dragon. So I based it all off reference images from that, but I used a lot of recycled fabrics. So I just went through my clothing bin, found anything that was blue. I've got jean, denim, so denim material. I've got this dark blue from my Ahsoka, I kind of lighter blue, and I stitched them together. I've got this lovely mannequin in my cosplay garage that fits my size, so I was just able to drape it over top and fix it with the shaping and everything. I've got some quite different zigzag stitches all over it. So that project probably took me about a week to make, and I've got some Velcro on here for attaching armor, and also a zip that goes right up the back, so that just makes it easy to get on and off. So that's my top. The next thing I made was the armor. So this is a mixture of things, mostly PVC Sintra, so the same material I use for Mandalorians and armor. So it's a plastic that you can form with heat. So I made a pattern and kind of slaved away trying to get the shape right, and all the details right as well. I also did quite a bit of weathering to make it look like we've been in battles with dragons. And we've got the domes on top as well. Some other really cool details, so I've got these little bird skulls, and I've got more on the skirt as well. These are 3D printed by my sister, so super happy with these. They're very cool. The leather bit here is actually not leather, it's a very thin EVA foam, and I have ironed it with tin foil to get it to sit right, but also to give it the appearance of leather, and then just painted it brown. But yeah, and it's pretty easy to put on. Just goes right on over top and fastens with the Velcro, and that's the shoulder armor. Suppose I will show you the skirt. This is the piece I'm probably the most proud of. So as you can see, all the bird skulls, all 3D printed by my lovely sister. Some other details are the domes. Not sure if you can see these little bits here, domes, and then also quite a bit of weathering as well. I love weathering, it just makes the costume look more realistic. And with this skirt, it actually has a belt under here for fastening, and that just makes it super easy to do up. I can trust it, it's not like it's Velcro, and it just does it like a belt. And then I have this wee panel here to hide everything, and I can spin it around. I also have a wee coin pouch here to put stuff in. But yeah, that is the skirt kind of layer. I'll try and reposition the camera so you can see better. There we go. So that is the skirt. Another detail is the tights. So I made these out of purple, and in Astrid's reference pictures it almost looks like she's got this purple fabric wrapped around her legs, kind of like rags. I didn't want to have to wrap my arms and my legs, so I just made tights. I made them super long, and you can kind of ruffle them up a wee bit to give them the appearance of something that is more wrapped. So you can see there. Yes, that is that. Now the other detail, which I'm not going to put on in this video, but it is the lower arm wraps. So I have 2 for each arm, so I wrap my hand with this smaller one, and then I wrap my forearm with this one. And I actually get help to put these on. I put them on super tight so they don't constantly slip down. Yeah, wrapping hands is not an easy thing to do by yourself, so I always get help for the arm wraps. How I made these is it's just some scrap linen, and I actually dyed it with coffee. So I had some old coffee in the cupboard, some hot water, and I just dumped the fabric in, and you get this nice kind of old cream linen kind of look to it. I let them fray as well. I wanted them to look old and used and like something a Viking would wear. So and they smell really good. They smell like coffee, so bonus of using coffee to dye. The other detail is the bicep wraps. So this is just a leather strap, and I get some help to wrap the biceps with this strapping like Astrid has. Yet again, I won't do that today. Too difficult to do by yourself. Other details, the knee pads. So these are just made out of EVA foam, sealed with a PVA glue to give it a bit of a shine, and it just has an elastic strap, and they just go straight on. And the tip is to put them on before the boots. So I should put them on now. Not the most mobile. Cool. Knee pads. Alright, now the next part of the costume, which I'm very proud of, is the boots. So these were just a plain pair of brown boots. I have done a bit of detailing on them, so I've wrapped some other brown fabric down at the bottom here and the fur at the top. So I bought this fur, well actually my sister bought this fur. It was sitting in the fabric box, and it was like a Santa Claus fur, and you can guess what I dyed it with. Same as the hand wraps, I dyed it with coffee. So and that gives it the kind of old fur kind of look instead of Santa Claus fur. Another thing I also did was paint the zip, because there was this kind of big brown line all the way up, so I actually painted the zip here with a kind of white cream coloured paint to make it less noticeable. But yes, boots are super comfy. I know some people use like Ugg boots and stuff, and I totally would have used like more of an Ugg boot, but this is what I had, so instead of buying something new, I like to recycle. So rather than have these boots go to waste, it's nice to use them for something. The one on, and I just tuck the knee pad in the top of the boot to hold it in place, and that stops the knee pads from moving around. There we go. Now probably the coolest part, where it all starts to come together, I think, for this cosplay, is the wig. So I bought this lovely wig offline. It's a lace front wig, so it's a really nice one, and I have styled it in kind of Astrid style with the plaits and everything, which wasn't easy, but it turns out I quite suit being a blonde. I haven't got it on properly, but I wanted it to look a wee bit messy. It probably needs to be tidied up a wee bit, but yeah, so I got a wee plait there and the plait down the side. I just have to style the fringe so my red hair doesn't pop out. There we go. So yeah, that's the wig, which makes it look even better. Now, the headband. You would think this was easy, making a headband. This was probably the hardest part of the entire cosplay. I had to make it several times. I initially made it out of a leather strap, and I had a bit of elastic in it so it could stretch, but it broke over and over and over again, and trying to get it underneath the plait was so difficult. So I actually have just a little bit of tape there and then a bra hook to hold it together. So that makes it a lot easier to put on and off. And you can just, it's still quite difficult to put on, but much easier than with the elastic. I can hook that, and then I hide the bra hook under the plait there. And you can move that down. Here we go. Because I think her fringe is meant to be on top. Actually. There we go. So, that is the headband. Finally, the axe. So this axe has a bit of a story too. Initially I started making it out of a toilet roll for the handle and a piece of EVA foam for the axe, and it just was so flimsy and fake looking and I hated it. So I went to my local hardware store and bought an axe handle, and got super excited. I have actually painted it so it's darker. It was like a bright brand new axe handle, so I wanted it to look a bit older, so I've painted it brown. I've put the initials that you see in one of the episodes on Astrid's axe down the bottom. The buttons or the dimes or whatever that she has on there, a nice leather handle bit, yet again all off reference images, and then the axe part itself. So for our conventions here in New Zealand, we have a rule that the prop has to break before the person does. So I didn't want to make a prop that was hard or could actually damage anybody. It's super blunt, it's not going to do any damage. It's actually soft, and it's made out of a very thick piece of like mattress foam, and then I've put EVA foam over the top and kind of sandwiched it. So there's kind of a join on the outside all the way around. And it's, yeah, you've got the foam sandwiched on the inside. Then I've put many layers of wood laminating PVA glue on the outside of the foam to give it that shine. A little bit of a paint job, some dimes in the middle for effect, and you've got something that looks like an axe that can't do any damage. So yeah, I absolutely love this prop. It's awesome to carry around, and good for doing pictures and all that kind of stuff. And you can't be Astrid without the axe, so love the axe very much. Another really cool thing that my sister did for me was to make the betrothal necklace. So I'm a huge fan of Astrid and Hiccup, and I just love their relationship so much. So I think the episode where he gives her this is one of my favourite. So, of course, I have the betrothal necklace with me all the time. So yeah, so that is my Astrid. Absolutely love this cosplay. Love How to Train Your Dragon. It's nice to do something other than Star Wars. So yeah, all the best, and I can't say may the force be with you, but have fun doing your own cosplays. See ya.